Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another solo board game playthrough. Today we're going to be playing a playthrough of Heat Petal to the Metal, and not just one. I mean, this is one playthrough, but we're going to be doing a championship game, so it's going to be a three-part thing where we're going to do three different races and then tally up our points at the very end. And so I'm going to kind of talk about some things as the game progresses and kind of explain things as we're going, and I'm not going to explain everything up front. So we need to finish setup. We are doing the 1962 race. The first of those races is in Italy. This is our race card right here, and it kind of gives us a global setting that we're all having to deal with. So all drivers start the race with an extra heat card in their reserve with their engine spot. We normally start with 6, so I'm going to start with an extra one. So we have that set up. There's normally like a little board for this stuff, but because it kind of takes up a lot of space, I took it off because we don't really need it. I need to place the cars out randomly on the starting area. After that, they'll be placed out based on the placings from the previous race. So the one that we're going to be using is the blue car. So I'm going to just do a random number generator to decide my place from 1 through 6, and it's going to be 1. So we're going to go first, and then the rest of them we'll just fill in randomly. So I'll just place them out. All right, which is nice because then I can explain kind of how things work. So once we get that set up, we're going to do a couple setup things for the beginning of the game, and the champion sharp kind of dictates that. So we start the game with a deck of cards. That deck is comprised of 4 cards of 1, 2, 3, and 4 value. When we play those cards, they dictate how far we can move, and then we get 3 stress cards. Stress cards make it to where we will play a random card from the top of our deck that has this symbol, so we can move 1 to 4 spaces, but we won't know. So it's kind of a risk a little bit. We start with that basic deck, and then we're going to start getting upgrade cards. So at the right-hand side of the card here, it tells us that we can get an upgrade card. We can get 2 sponsorship cards. We're going to place the press corner on one of the corners, and then we're going to reveal the weather environment and kind of the different parts of the track. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take from this big stack deck over here I have off to the side, and we're going to take one of these cards, and we're going to add it to our deck. And throughout each race, we're going to add a new card to our deck every time. There's a bunch of symbols on here, but I think, do I want the turbocharge? Seems somewhat fascinating. Yeah, let's get turbocharge. This could be huge. We're going to take turbocharge. So these are going to get removed from the game. We're going to add turbocharge to our deck. Then our sponsorship cards. So we're going to draw a number of sponsorship cards based on that. It's going to start in our starting hand. Sponsorship cards are like kind of powerful cards that give us a one-off effect. But once we use it, we have to remove it from our deck. So we're going to get 2 sponsorship cards. These get added to our hand, and it just goes to show you that the little X with the card underneath it means that we remove it instead of discard it from the game. So that'll be part of our starting hand of 7. Then we're going to put the press corner at corner E. So we have a little card here that gives us a detail of the track, and you can see E is the corner with the 2. So we're going to put the press corner there. I'll explain how that works when we kind of get to that point. And then finally, we're going to reveal the weather. So I've shuffled this up. It's going to be kind of snowy. So we actually remove 1 heat from our engine. So the heat that we got extra from the setting of the race gets removed, and we lose a heat from our we're removing a heat. And then we're going to take these tiles here, and they're going to be different. We'll move this out of the way too. And then for each corner, so each of the corners are those, we're going to take a tile, and then we're going to place them out on the board in different spots. So we're going to place the first one, and it is a corner tile, so we're going to place that there. So at this corner, this effect happens. We're going to flip this one over. We're going to put that here. So from this stretch to this stretch, this effect happens. And then the last one will be from here all the way around. We get this effect. And I'll explain all that stuff as we're playing. So let's put this over here, and we'll draw our hand up, and we'll start the game. All right, so we do get to start with those because it's a championship, and then we're going to draw our 7 cards. So this is our starting hand. So at the beginning of the turn, we are going to shift gears. We start in gear 1. The gear tells us how many cards you can play on our turn. We can shift gear 1 gear for free, so we can shift up 1, shift down 1 for free. If we want to shift up another, we have to take a heat from our discard pile or from our engine and put it on a discard pile. These cards let us do extra stuff, but they get in our deck and they kind of muck it up and make things a little more difficult for us to do things. So I'm going to shift up to second gear. I think that's all I need to shift to. Then we are going to play cards, and in multiplayer you play them face down, and then on your turn you reveal them. Since we're playing single player, we don't really need to worry about that. So I'm going to actually play out those two. And then, so we've done that. We've gone here, we put our cards, and then now in turn order, we're going to move. So I'm going to move a combined number of spaces equal to the cards I've played. So I'm at here, and it's on space 10, so I'm going to move all the way to space 0 here. So I've moved 10 spaces. Then if I was the 5th or 6th card to move, I would get a boost where I can move one additional space and do a cooldown. Cooldown is if you have a heat card in your hand, you put it back into your engine. Then I can go here, and if I have any card effects, I'll activate those card effects now, or I can boost. Boosting would be taking a heat from your engine, putting it in your discard pile to reveal a card like you do a stress card, and reveal until you drew a card with this symbol and move that many spaces. Not going to do that. So let's resolve our symbols. We have to take a heat, and we're going to discard the top 6 cards of our deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and those get discarded. Then if we ended up behind or next to another card, we could slipstream, which would let us move 2 spaces forward. This lets us move an additional space forward if we're on that stretch, but we're not next to any cards because we went first. Then we would do a corner check. We don't have to resolve the corner check, so we haven't crossed the corner, so we won't worry about that. We'll discard the cards you played. Then we have to discard. We can discard any cards in our hand that don't have this little trash can symbol. So the stress cards we cannot discard. We can discard anything else. I'm going to go ahead and discard all of these, and then we're going to draw up to 7, so we're going to keep those and draw up to 7. So there we go, and that is our turn. So we've done that. Now we're going to do the AI bots. Theirs is really easy. We're going to flip this over, and this is going to tell us how they're going to move. If for each section, if they're before this line, this yellow line with this helmet, they will move the indicated number of spaces, and if they can't move that many spaces because it's too many, they'll move up to one of those signs. So they'll move either to the 3, the 2, or the 1 spot. And then if we are past that line, they will move the indicated number of spaces of the corner amount plus whatever amount is up here. So it'll make some sense as we get on. So in turn order, we're going to move the gray car first. They're going to move 11 spaces, but they're on space 10, so they're not able to, so they'll move up to the 0. So we're going to move up here. Then we're going to move the yellow car. When 2 cars are on the same space, the one that is closest to the fatter line is the one that's ahead. So you can see here the 3 spot, and the 1 spot, and the 5 spot are on the fat line, and the 2, 4, and 6 spot on the skinny line. The yellow car is going to move 14 spaces. It's on 11 to get to the end, so it can't, and it won't cross this corner. It won't go past the corner. It'll go up to it. So it's going to move up to the 1. The green car is going to move up to the 3 because it wants to move 19 and can't. The red car is going to move 18 and can't, so it'll move up to the 3. And then the black car will move 15 and it can't, so it moves up to the 2. Okay, and that is the turn. That's the AI turn. So it's really straightforward, really simple. So let's go ahead and do what we need to do. Now, we're approaching a corner, and so this is where this corner check is. If you need to go around that corner at that speed, or if you exceed that speed going around that corner, you have to pay the difference in heat. So you take heat from your discard pile, or your engine, and put it into your discard pile. If you can't pay that heat because you don't have enough, you will spin out, and that's a whole mess of problems we don't want to deal with. In this particular case, if we exceed that corner value because of the this here, it's going to make us take an additional heat. So if we went with a 6 value across, we're going to take 2 heat instead of 1 extra heat. I'm going to stay where I am with my engine. I'm not going to shift gears, and I'm going to use 5 to just go straight across. I think that's all I'll do. So we'll flip this over, and we'll go ahead and resolve. We're first because we're in the lead, and that's how we resolve turn order. We're going to move 5, so we're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These will get discarded. I'm not going to boost or anything. If I were to boost by taking a heat, that value is added to this, and so I'd have to account for that for my corner check because that's the last thing we do. If we do slipstream, it doesn't count against your corner check, so that's good. So we're going to leave that, I think, there, and we're not going to do anything else, so we're going to draw our hand up. I'm keeping my hand, but we'll draw our hand now. Okay, so we have right there, okay. All right, so there's our hand again. So next, let's resolve the AI. Gray is going to go. They're going to move 2 spaces plus 5 spaces, so 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yellow is going to move 5 spaces because it's 0 plus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Black's going to move 6 spaces. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Green's going to move 7 spaces. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. And 7 would go here. They can't go here, so they're going to stop. And then they're going to move 8 spaces. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now the race dynamic's a little different here. So that's their turn. So let's go ahead and do our turn now. We're back to the first stage here. I think I'm going to stay in my gear. I'm 4 spaces to the end. Now, we have a press corner. So how these work is that during the race, if we were to cross the corner by exceeding the speed value of that corner by 2 or more, and or slipstream past that corner, we'll get a sponsorship card. We can only get 1 sponsorship card per corner turn, so even if we did both of those things, if we slipstream and exceeded it by 2 or more, we'd only get 1 card, but that's a way to get these sponsorship cards during the game. So that corner value is 2. It's pretty low, but that's okay. I think what I want to do is play out this 4. I think I'm going to play this. I'm going to shift down and play a 4 because I don't want to play anything else. So we're going to do that. So let's flip this over. Now the gray card is in the lead, so they're going to go. They're past the line, so they're going to move the speed here plus the speed here. So 3 or 3 plus 2. So they're going to move 5. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. We're next, so we're going to move 4. And then I think that's all I'm going to do. So I'm going to discard this. I'm going to... I can't discard those. I'm going to discard both of these, and I'm going to keep this, and I'll draw my hand. Draw it back up. Okay. Then we're going to go with the red card. They're going to move 4. So they're going to be next to me because they move 2 plus 2. Now these guys are behind the line, so they're going to do the space down here up here, which is only going to be these. They're going to move up to the 1. He's going to move up to the 3, and he's going to move up to the 1. All right, so the silver car is in the lead, or the gray car is in the lead. Okay, so this one, I might pass this. I may pass this with a 4 so I can get the to get this. All right, so we're gonna play our 1 card. Let's flip this over. All right, so the silver car is gonna move 4 spaces because it's 3 plus 1, and they don't care about any of the weather. They don't care about any of the things here, so I'm just moving them like so. So they're gonna go here. We're next. We're gonna move 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I exceeded that value by 2, so I'm going to take 2 heat into my discard pile, and then I'm going to get a sponsorship card. That goes to my hand, which is nice. This lets me cool down a little bit easier, and I could cool down here if I had any in my hand, but I don't. We're 3 away from the edge. I think I want to discard this card here. So we'll discard, and then we'll draw our 1 card. Okay. Red's going to move 2 spaces. Yellow's going to move 5 spaces, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Green's going to move 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4. And finally, black's going to move 3 spaces. So black's kind of far behind. All right. Now, the game, this particular map is a 3-lap map. So when we cross this, that's a lap. We do that 2 more times, and it's the game. It is the longest. It's the one with the largest, the most laps for whatever reason. I'm not sure totally why, but it is. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do on our turn is we're gonna shift a gear, and we're gonna spend 2 to, or we're gonna spend 2 2s to move 4 spaces. So let's flip this over, and we'll go ahead and resolve the next turn. So here, the gray car is gonna move 4 spaces because they're before the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to move 4 spaces. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I crossed here with a 3 value. I had a 4, so I'm going to take a heat. But I wanted to get that corner so I can start spending a bunch of stuff to move very, very quickly. I'm going to discard that, and then we're going to draw up there. Yellow's going to move 3 spaces. Green's going to move 5 spaces. Red's going to move 4 spaces. And then black's back here, and they're going to move 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, perfect. So we're going to shift gears, and we're going to drop that, that, and that. So I'll explain what this is stress cards. So we're going to see how this works. We're going to play those stress cards out. We'll flip over the Legends card here. So now we're actually going to see the true values. So gray is going to move 17. So they're going to move to 17 from 34. We're going to move 8. And then I'm going to reveal cards from the top of my deck till I get a card with this symbol. So I get one of those, and I get another one of those. So I'm going to move 8, 12, 13 spaces. I'm going to take my heat, and I'm going to trash the top 6 cards in my deck. So those get trashed. And those get trashed. And then from my hand, I'll keep what's in my hand and we'll draw up. Okay. Green's going to go 11 spaces, so they're going to go to 26. Yellow is going to move 6 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Red's going to move 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then black's going to move 3 spaces, so they're really far behind. All right, so we've almost completed one full lap. So, and on this particular straightaway, so from this corner back to this corner, any slipstreams will give us 1 extra movement. So we do want to keep that in mind. Okay, I'm shifting all the way to 4th gear, and we're going to play out this and all these. We're going to try to go as far as we can. Keep my hand right there. Let's go ahead and flip over the card. Gray's going to move 18 spaces. They're unable to move 18 because they're 17 away from the corner, so they're going to move up to the 3 spot. We're next. We're going to go 13 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 11. We're still pretty far behind, but that's okay. We're gonna, ooh, that's a lot of heat there, but that's all right. We're going to try to get rid of it this turn, or our next turn. Green's going to move 13 spaces. They're at 13. Yellow's going to move 12 spaces, so they're at 20. And then they're going to move 14, and they're also at 20. And then black's got to move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so silver's kind of in the lead. I'm hoping this corner stops him up a little bit, but he's at least going to go 5 spaces, so we'll see. We'll have to get him caught up in the corners here. All right, so we're totally going to shift down, and we're going to play... Let's see. We're going to play these 3 cards. So we shift it down. We're going to play out to 11. And then we're going to flip this over. So gray is going to move 7 spaces because 2 plus 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to move 11. So we go all the way to the end. And then these cards are going to trash, but I do 2 cooldown. So I can take 2 heat from my hand and put them back to my engine. These will get removed from the game. This gets to my discard pile. I have to keep my hand as is, so we'll draw up, and then we will shuffle. Two, 4, 6. Yeah, okay, there we go. So there's our hand. Let me get this out of the way. Okay, there's our hand. You guys can see that. Okay, green's going to move 18 spaces, but they can't, so they're going to come up to the 3 because they're before the line still. Yellow is going to move 17 spaces. Red's going to move 15 spaces. And black's going to move 14 spaces. So they're real far behind. All right. Okay. So our turn again. We're going to shift down, and I just need to use 5 to cross. So let's just go ahead and cross with these right here. And then we'll flip over. The game goes by very, very fast. All right. So we have silver going to move 2 spaces. No, I'm sorry. They're going to move up to the 0 because they're before the line. I'm going to move 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I crossed it with 5. We're in second gear, so I can remove 1 heat from my hand. That gets removed. And then we're going to draw up. Green will move 6 spaces. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Yellow will move 7 spaces. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Red will move 6 spaces, and then black is going to move 11 spaces. They were really lagging behind. Okay. So we've got to really assess what we want to do. We're 4 spaces away from the corner. I have 4 heat, so I could probably take another heat to get a sponsorship card. I think, because I'm not really going to be able to slipstream. I've been in second place, and I'm so far behind the gray car that I'm not really getting able to slipstream. So I might play it safe to try to get the heat. Well, but I've got 4 of my 6 heat here. So I could go by that by 2. We could go 5 across. That'll give us a 3 heat to our discard pile, and we can round that corner. But I got to play it safe on this corner if I do that. But it could be worth moving that quickly around just to get the sponsorship card and try to get myself back around. And if I get a sponsorship card that has the super cooldown, which is from the Heavy Rain expansion, I could throw those back into my deal. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to play 2 cards and cross that with 1 extra so I can get around that corner. Okay, so we'll flip this over. Gray's going to move first. Gray is going to move 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to move 5 spaces. So I cross it with an excess of 3, so I have to spend 3 heat. And then I am going to get a sponsorship card for crossing it. Oh, I get a break, so that lets me do some different stuff. So I need to make it to here. So it might be better to kind of split the difference and go... I think I'm going to keep my hand, and I'm not going to actually discard anything. Because if I can get partway through and then partway through again, and then I can speed around with some of the higher cards. So we'll just draw a card up. Leave it that way. Yellow's before the line, they're going to move to the 2. Green's before the line, they're going to move up to the 0. Red is before the line, they're going to move up to the 0. And black is still all the way back here. They're going to move 7, so they're going to only go here. All right. I'm also not using the aggressive legends, the AI bots. So they can only cross 1 corner at a time. I think they're hard enough as it is because I'm not as good at the game. So I'm not going to really worry about making them even harder. So... And I don't think it matters as much. There's another map. I think Great Britain, it matters more so for that than on this on any of these other maps. So, okay. We are in 2 spot. I'm going to stay where I am. I really want to approach this corner in a bit of a better way. So it might benefit me to take it a little slower. Or maybe I do shift down. Maybe I just... No, I don't know. Because if I shift down... I need to move 6 spaces. Maybe I'll shift down and I'll just play out a 3. To kind of take this corner a little slow. Alright. So here, we're going to move the gray car 5 spaces. We're going to move just 3. 1, 2, 3. I could cool down if I had to, if I could, but I don't have anything. I don't have any heat cards in my hand. I'm going to discard this. I'm actually going to discard both of these cards. I'm going to keep those in my hand, and we're going to draw up. Okay. That's fine. I have a plan. Green's going to move 4 spaces, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Red's going to move 5 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I've got a car ahead of me, other side from the gray car. Yellow's going to move 2 spaces. And then black's going to cross this corner. They're going to move 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so he's caught up a little bit to, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. Okay. So we're going to shift gears. And we're going to move a total of 4 spaces with these. I'm going to take that heat around that corner. All right. So let's flip over. Gray is going to move 11 spaces, so to 26. Red's going to move 6 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to move 4 spaces, so I cross the corner. I will not going to do anything else. I have no symbols to resolve. I'm not going to do that. I'm a corner check, so I have 1 last heat to put in my discard pile. We'll discard those and we'll draw our hand up. Okay. Green is going to go next. They're going to move 6 spaces. So they're going to do 3, 4, 5, 6. Yellow is going to move 3 spaces. Black is going to move 4 spaces. Whoops. Okay. Didn't mean to bump the table. All right. So we're shifting a gear up, and we're going to drop down this 4, and this, because I can't play this without having heat, so I'm going to wait on doing that. So we're going to leave these out. And let's go ahead and flip this over for the next one. Okay, so they're going to move 19 spaces, putting them at 7. So they finished their second lap. Red's going to move 17 spaces, putting them at 17. Green's going to move 12 spaces, so here to there. We're going to move 9 spaces. So we didn't really get that far. And then we're going to draw our hand up. I'm going to keep the 8, I think. No, we're going to discard the 8, and then we're going to draw a hand up. I can't play that 8 because I don't have enough heat to play it, so I need to, like, figure out what I need to do here, but that's fine. Oh, and I'm going to play these stress cards because I'm not going to go any far with this hand. Okay, yellow is going to move 4 spaces. And then black is going to move 5 spaces. Okay, nice. I feel like gray's kind of so far ahead, we're kind of in a bad spot. We're going to go up to 4th gear, which means we're going to play 4 cards. I'm going to play both of these 2s out and both of these out. We're going to flip this. So gray is going to move 6 spaces because they've crossed the line, so 5 plus 1. Red's going to move 10 spaces. Green's going to move 16 spaces. I'm going to move 4, 5, 7 spaces. Didn't do anything on that turn. We're going to dump this 1 and then draw our hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Yellow is going to move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and then black's going to move 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh man, I'm so far behind now. I think taking that heat threw me out. I've got so many bad heat cards in my hand. Okay, we're shifting down, and we're just going to play out that 10 there. All right, let's see. Maybe we can get caught up here. So the gray car is going to move 6 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The red car is going to move 5 spaces. The green car is going to move 5 spaces. We're going to move 10. Dump those. I'm going to dump this card too. I'm going to draw our hand. Yellow is going to move 15. And then red's going to move 11. No, black's going to move 17. All right. I got to get caught up. Okay. So I just have too many heat cards in my hand. So we're going to shift down, and I'm going to play both of these out. And when I play these breaks, I got to play them for one of the values. I'm going to play them as a 4. We're going to keep that in our hand, and we're going to flip this over. Okay, so gray, they're going to move 3. They're going to move, red's going to move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're going to move 7. I'm going to move 8, and then I can get rid of one of these heat from my hand. And then this gets removed from the game. We'll draw up. Yeah, that's my hand. Okay. And that's fine. I can round this corner and get rid of a bunch of this heat. Yellow's going to move 11. And then black's going to move 16. Oh, now they're ahead. Okay. Okay. We're going to shift gears down again, and we're going to play this 4 that I just dropped. All right. Let's see what gray does. So gray is going to move 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Green is going to move 2 spaces. Red's going to move 4 spaces. Oh, no, green's going to move, 2 spaces. Red's going to move to here. They're behind the line. Black's going to move 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to move 4. So we cross the corner. We're good here. I get to remove 3 heat from my hand. We'll discard both of these and then draw up. So there's 7, and then we'll finish drawing. Okay. Probably going to play these stress cards out. And then, well, actually, and I was second to last to move. Hold on. So I was second to last to move, which means I also get an extra movement because of this. And I only moved 4. So because I moved 4, so it's 5. And then because I'm behind them, I get the slipstream. And I get to do an extra cooldown. So I actually got to remove an extra card. So that was actually a good play on my part. Nice. Okay. Got rid of a lot of heat there. I forgot about that step. And then their last, they're going to go 8 spaces. So they're going to go 6, 7, 8. Okay. So not too bad. I got kind of caught up. There. Okay, so we're 5 to the end here, or to the corner. I think I'm going to play it safe and just try to round that corner as slow as possible, just so I don't end up completely burning out. I don't think I'm going to get first place, but I'm going to try to go for second. So we're going to play 2 cards. We'll flip this. Gray is going to move 6 spaces. So there's 4, 5, 6, and they're just on their way to win the game. Green's going to move 3 spaces, so they've rounded the corner. Red's also going to move 3 spaces, so they've rounded the corner. We're going to move 5. Now, I think if I can slipstream, I will take heat for moving around it at a +3, but I think I haven't cycled through my deck, so it might be worth doing. And I'm going to get rid of a card. So I'm going to get rid of a card for being in first gear. I am going to slipstream around, so I'm going to go 1, 2. And then I would get to cool again because I'm on this stretch. But I do take 3 heat because I crossed it. But I do get a sponsorship card to my hand. So that's actually not bad. All right. And then I think I'm going to keep those. I'm going to discard that. Okay. And then black will move. Black's going to move up to the 3 spot. And then yellow's going to move up to the 1 spot. Okay, so I've got to make this corner, and a 3 is exceeding it, and I've got 3 heat. So I can basically round it at a 6. Do I want to try that? I think, so I can either do this and make it around the 6 for sure, or I can risk it by doing something like that, and then maybe getting a 4 and keeping this 4 in my hand. But if I don't make it around, now, I don't think I'm going to, I don't know that I'm going to beat him. So it's just really more so to try to keep ahead of the other 2 cars. So I think we're going to do this. I think we're going to try to do this. And if I go around that corner at a 6, no, I can't go at a 6 because I don't have enough heat. So I actually can't do that. So I think we hit it with a 5 and hit that corner just right. Or I actually do this. Because there's no way that I can exceed 6 doing that. So we're going to do that, actually. Gets the stress out of my hand. I can keep this for later. So I think that's the play. Okay, we'll flip this over. So gray's going to move 16 spaces. They basically won. We're going to go next, and we're going to go 1. We're going to go 5. So played that safe there. We'll actually keep this hand. So we'll draw up. Let's see, green's going to move up to the 3 line. Red's going to move up to the 2 line. Yellow is going to move 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then black's going to move 4 spaces over to here. All right, so I need to round this corner, and then I need to shift gears. And I have 3 heat in my discard pile. My 8, I think, is still in here. The thing about this game is you can't look through your discard pile. And I want to be able to use that 8 to get ahead far enough. So I have to have at least 1 heat to do that. So maybe I round this corner with this. I think I round the corner with that. So we're going to leave it there. We're going to reveal the next card. And gray totally wins. Gray's going to move 10 spaces. Oh, they haven't won. So they're going to move 10 spaces. So they haven't won yet. They were on 20. We're going to move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I crossed that with an excess of 2. We haven't done the corner check yet, so I've done that. We have no symbols to resolve. I can't slipstream. We're going to corner check for the 2. And then we're going to discard our cards, and I'm going to dump that and draw my 3 cards. And that's exactly what I wanted, was that turbocharge. So, nice. Okay. Red is going to move 4 spaces, 2, 4. Green's going to also move 4 spaces, so there. Yellow is going to move 5 spaces. And then black is going to move up to the 0 line. So we're all pretty tight here. He's basically got it. He's going to cross the finish line and win. So, all right, we're shifting gears up. We're dropping this. I might hold on to this and do this instead. Or no, maybe we want to do this instead and guarantee it. Okay, we're going to hold on to this for now. So let's shuffle this up, and we're about finished with the race. Final lap, home stretch. All right. So gray is going to move up to the here. So gray has crossed the finish line. If we wanted to beat them, we'd have to cross the finish line and cross past them. There's no way we're going to do it. So he definitely won. We're moving 8, 12, 15. So we're going to move 15 spaces, putting us at 18. And then we're going to resolve symbols. We'll take the heat. We'll discard the top 6 cards of our deck. One, two, three, four, five, 6. We're going to dump both of those cards. I'm going to draw my hand. Okay. I can draw one more. Okay. Red's going to move 12. Green's going to move 14. Yellow's going to move 16. Black's going to move 3. So they've just round the corner. So he wins. We'll put him at number 1. And now we're going to finish off the game. So I'm going to go ahead and go up to 4th gear. And we're going to play out all of this in hopes that I can make it enough ahead of the rest of them in order not to get out of 2nd place. All right, so we're going to flip this over. We resolve first, so we're going to go 4, 5, 6, 7, oh dear, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So we're at 10, and then we would draw up. Doesn't really matter. So if he exceeds me, we're at the 8 spot. If the red card, if the other cards exceed me, then we end up. We won't get 2nd. So yellow's going to move 12 spaces, goes right behind me. Green's going to move 13 spaces, goes right there. Red is going to move 14 spaces, is going to go here. And black's going to move 19 spaces, which puts him at 16. Okay, so I crossed. I get 2nd place. Yellow gets 3rd place. And then we'll finish the game off with the other players. So we'll flip over. Green's going to go 18 spaces. They can't, so they go up to the 3. Red's going to go 15 spaces. They can't. They're going to go up to the 2. And black is going to go 12 spaces, or 14 spaces up to the 2. So black came out and ended up getting 5th place. So we're going to go here, here, and here. And that is going to be our standings for the next race. So these are the points awarded for the race. Silver, or gray, is going to get 9. We got 6. Yellow has 4. Red got 3, black got 2, and green is 1. So that is the standings for the next race. That'll be the arrangement that we take for the next race. The next race, I believe, is in Great Britain. So that's going to be the first playthrough for the 1962 championship race. Let me know what you guys think, and then I'll catch you guys in the next one in a little bit, and we'll take a look at the next race. So thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.